The Green Book. I had just finished a long shift at work and was exhausted. I started climbing the stairs towards my apartment when I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye. I glanced in the direction but saw nothing there. I shrugged it off as a hallucination due to fatigue and continued to my place. Once I entered my apartment, I locked the door. Too tired to do anything else, I went straight to bed, falling asleep the second my head hit the pillow. After some time, something startled me awake from my deep sleep. I opened my eyes and allowed them to adjust to the darkness. It was when I first heard it. "Can you read my story?" The voice squeaked. I looked up and all I could see was a green book sitting on a table in the corner of my room. I resisted the urge to open and retrieve it, as every instinct told me something bad would happen if I left my bed. I put my head back down and closed my eyes to go back to sleep. Just as I was about to drift back to sleep, the voice returned. "Can you read my story?" I stood back up and looked directly at the table in the corner. This time a small boy with red hair was standing there holding the book in his hand. His back was facing me, so I could not see his face, but for some reason I just knew I didn't want him to turn around. I don't know why I did it, but I decided to talk to the boy. Excuse me?" This was all I could stammer out. "Can you read my story?" The boy questioned. Go away!" Acting like a child myself, I put my blankets up to my eyes and closed them, hoping if I could just get to sleep he would be gone. Just when I thought I was safe, the voice returned. "Can you read my story?" I thought ignoring him was the best at this point, so I tried harder to fall back to sleep. After a few moments, the boy's question returned. "Can you read my story?" He seemed to be getting more demanding. I felt something on my bed, so I looked up. The red-haired boy was now sitting at the foot of the bed. His back was still facing me and I still desperately didn't want him to turn around. "No!" I shouted, the fear choking out the power of my voice. Like a coward, I buried my face in my pillow, wishing the boy would just go away. I could feel him slowly crawl closer to my head. When he got halfway, he spoke again. "Can you read my story?" "Just leave me alone!" I screamed. I pulled my blanket over my head and closed my eyes as tightly as possible. I felt the child come closer. I could almost feel his breath. Something hard touched my face just as he asked his question again. "Can you read my story?" My eyes shot open. His green book was touching my face. The boy was to my right, only inches from my face. His back was still turned to me. I finally reached for the book, making sure not to touch the boy. I don't want to think what would happen if I had touched him. I thought if I read his stupid story, he would leave me alone. I opened the book to the first page. It was blank. I turned to the second page, blank as well. The third, fourth, fifth, all the pages were blank till the last page. I read out loud what was written. "The man in the bed is my friend. He makes me happy to watch him sleep. I don't mean to scare him, for we are friends. The man must not be afraid of me. I promise the man I will not hurt him. The man is safe when I am here. Don't worry, mister. Don't you worry your tired little head." When I finished reading, I looked to my right and the boy was gone. I looked around the room and he had vanished without a trace. Disturbed by the book I read, I threw it in the corner and finally went back to sleep. I am not sure how much time had passed when I heard the boy's voice again, whispering in my ear. "Can you read my other story?" My eyes flapped open and I sat straight up. I saw no sign of the boy around me. Beside my pillows there was a new notebook. It looked exactly the same as the previous book, except it was tan in color, and the edge looked quite worn. Going against my gut feeling, I picked up the book and turned to the first page. It was filled with the same 6 words over and over, written in red ink. "The green book is a lie. The green book is a lie. The green book is a lie." No matter what page I turned to, this was repeated again and again. "The green book is a lie. The green book is a lie. The green book is a lie." Finally, I turned to the last page and 2 words were written covering the entire page. "Look up." I did as the book commanded and I came face to face with the boy. He had a big smile that revealed his eerily white teeth that spread from cheek to cheek. His hair was still red but appeared more vibrant, almost like blood. And the worst part of all was his eyes. They were completely black. They stared directly into mine and chilled the very essence of my soul. No matter what I did, I couldn't stop staring at those evil black eyes.